Okay, hello to everybody and everybody who decides to come on out for this one. We're finally on to Alan Wake 2, and I was right, the DLC did come out today. Um, so, we're going to hop on into things. I do have both of these. I should have both of these anyway. Yeah, it says Deluxe Edition already owned. Expansions, if I check here, I have the Lake House and I have Night Springs. So we'll be going through those. I don't know what the final draft is. Obviously, I've beaten this game before. I don't really want to play on hard or nightmare, to be honest with you. I think we'll just stick with normal because I want to kind of get through the game. So yeah, we're going to hop on into things.
Back to the beginning. We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted. This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster. And monsters wear many faces.
Oh, butt cheeks. Kind of forgot about this part. Okay, let me go into options here. See if there's anything for nudity. I mean, obviously, we're going to have to watch him be nude. I do have everything set to medium, though. I think we'll kind of go with a high load order here, because, again, PC is pretty good now. Don't really think we need any of this crazy stuff, though. Yeah, that all seems fine. That all seems fine. Controls are fine. Speaker name and subtitles, I don't know if we want that. We had that in control, and it can be helpful. Yeah, I don't know if there's any way that we can really get around this. You can turn on one-shotting... Oh. Turn on one-shotting enemies, that's funny. Okay, well, I'm far too lazy to actually read through all this, so I think we're going to be just hopping on into things. With this guy's naked ass.
Already gone.
Oh, we can sprint with this guy. Rest in peace, random guy.
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers!
More Night
I'll
Spring
let
stuff.
you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan? I will. Bye, kiddo. Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up. Here we are. Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work. A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
Return 1. Invitation. So, this game does have split protagonists. Saga Anderson
Worth memorizing before we get
is
swallowed up by the trees.
the protagonist that we're playing as right now. And this game is going to be quite different from Alan Wake 1, so I mean, you guys will see as we play. I'm gonna try to beat all of Alan Wake 2 over either today and the next couple of days. I think this game's like a 10-hour game or something like that. So
I think I hear someone. Could be our deputy.
I can go take a look.
Hey, over here. Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, you know, that, Federal agents right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
I could use a briefing.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell them about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, well, you know, inside.
Okay, any witnesses to the crime?
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
Okay, let's take a look at the body.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Mulligan, tell them I'm here, waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
Okay, so after having just played Alan Wake 1 the other day, you guys might remember that Deputy Mulligan and Thornton, they were on the radio recordings in Alan Wake 1.
Fucking out of town. We can handle this ourselves if they just stay the hell out of it. All of them.
Shut up, Thornton. They can still hear you.
I'm just saying. You know I'm usually a calm person. Yoga 3 times a week. But these goddamn city folk always think they know everything. It gets on my fucking nerves.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
For fuck's sake.
It's kind of like Langston's monologue in Control. Anyway, these guys are returning characters from Alan Wake 1, and some of you guys might have noticed that this guy, for one, really looks like Sam Lake, and two, his name is Alex Casey, which is the protagonist of Alan Wake's books, his hit-selling books.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
Go talk with Casey. Maybe. I guess he did tell us to take points.
I need to
so.
think through the facts of the case.
So you can access the case board inside the Mind Place. So we're going to tab over to our Mind Place here.
The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board. Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
The case board is a mental technique that allows Saga to analyze clues and progress the investigation. Okay, WASD to move around. That to zoom. Cool. And move the cursor. Now free to navigate the case board by pressing escape. Okay, so victims. All victims reported missing in 2010, no other commonalities. So Ted Lane, a dentist, died from stab wounds, bloating, bruising on the wrists. Wendy Davis, a teacher, had her body bloated and a large chest wound. And Percy Wolf was a store owner, bruising, heart removed, and strange tattoos. Now, I can't remember if these characters were in the radio in Alan Wake at all, but they very well could have been. I feel like Percy Wolf may have been the guy that was on the radio talking about walking his dog, but maybe that was someone else. This victim was reported missing in 2010, discovered in 2012, buried in a shallow grave. Found in Cauldron Lake 2018, some organs missing. Predation, yeah. State of the body does not match 8 years spent in a lake. Interesting. And then Percy Wolf was found 2 weeks ago. Chest wound was ruled as cause of death. Tattooing on the body is illegible. Now I'm trying to find out if there's some sort of connection here, because Alan Wake came out in 2010, obviously, and that's probably what these missing, reports came out for, is that during the Bright Falls AWE in 2010, these three went missing. This guy came back in 2012, which may have been when Alan Wake's American Nightmare came out. And then Control, I believe, came out in 2018. So this could be kind of correlating with when the games came out. Murder method, slight difference in murders, bloating only commonality in bodies, but not cause of death. Chest trauma. Exposure to water post-mortem. Bruising on wrists and legs. 2 of the victims had bruising, some form of restraint, strapped or belted down. Most recent victim died of major chest trauma, consistent with the 2018 victim. Hard to confirm due to condition of body. Deep gash in the chest, heart missing. And all bodies experienced some bloating. Bloating of the corpses is indicative of drowning, but only 1 victim was found in water. And I think... yeah, that was Wendy Davis. She was found in the water. Killer profile. Victim 3 was covered in illegible tattoos, a message from the killer, or maybe their art. Apart from going missing in 2010, the victims have nothing apparent in common, and the killer may be a sportsman or a hunter of some sort. So this is what Saga's kind of working with in her head right now. A series of murders have occurred around the town of Bright Falls. Finding the connections will help our search for the killer. Okay. I think we're good.
You're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene.
So, visiting the Mind
Hey,
Palace does
Casey.
not pause the game
You
also.
putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
I'm not.
Says I'm not that old. Now here's Mirror Peak. And if you remember Mirror Peak, this is where we met up with the kidnapper in Alan Wake 1. I believe. Mirror Peak, the mighty mountain in the distance, is no other than Mirror Peak, the iconic landmark overlooking Cauldron Lake. From the right angle, its beauty will be reflected on the calm surface of the lake, mirrored in all its inverted glory. Was it Lover's Peak? Oh, it may have been Lover's Peak. Also, how's it going, Dr. Doubt? I almost said Dr. Dareloth.
Gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
Not a bad place to get murdered.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing around here that feels like home.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp?
If they did, next coffee's on me.
Just another day in paradise. What did I miss in the intro? So in the intro, I'll pause the game really quick and just summarize what happened. In the intro, we played as a guy, kind of an overweight, naked guy, who had just come out of the lake. We walked with him in the woods for a little bit, and then he got murdered in the dead of night by what looked like some shadowy figures that were dressed in deer masks. And so the FBI is on the case right now, kind of trying to figure out what's going on at Cauldron Lake, what's going on at Bright Falls, and this murder in particular is part of an ongoing investigation of victims that have been killed in a very similar way. So we are playing as a woman named Saga Anderson, and her partner is named Alex Casey, who is obviously the name of the character from Alan Wake's books that he wrote. We also had Alan at the beginning in live action saying that saying something about the story and how sometimes it's better to not even know how a story ends in the first place. So he said that he regretted the story that he had written.
Hey!
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me, at your service, ready to get this case solved. Now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you.
Nice, thank you. If this is as good as the story from the other two games, I want to know because I'm hooked. I really do like the story of this game. I think some people didn't like it as much because you don't play as Alan for the full game. You play as Saga for a bit of it, but I really enjoyed it. I thought that the story overall was super cool.
So cool. Hunting down psycho serial killers and shootouts with the mob.
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
What year is it? Isn't that important in these games? Yes, the year is 2023. So that's when this game came out. The games actually take place in the years that they happened. So in Alan Wake, the game released in 2010 and it takes place in 2010. And yeah, Alan Wake 2, 2023. So Alan has been missing for 13 years at this point.
What? Those are real? You guys hiring?
Thornton, he's joking.
Let's just see this body, shall we?
Now this is the scene of the crime. We found him on the table. And we didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders?
I'm gonna try to not look at this guy's dick so I don't have to worry about it, but...
Body is positioned on the table.
Okay.
Ritualistic.
Body's been positioned on the table. You unlocked your first key image. You can place it on the case board inside the Mind Palace. So one thing that's cool about playing as Saga is that you can open up new cases inside your Mind Palace. C allows Saga to see active clues. The key image can be selected with M1 and placed on the case board.
Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence?
Placing a key image on the case board begins a new line of investigation. When a key image is placed, it will prompt a new question. Objectives are viewable at the case board in your goals. You are now free to examine the case board or leave, escape to complete this objective. Yeah, so we're gonna leave the Mind Palace for a second. We're gonna look at the rest of the clues that we've got. Mind Palace is from Sherlock Holmes. Yep.
Examine the corpse.
It's a real technique that that you can use also. It takes some practice, but we talked about it in one of my my psych classes back when I was younger that some people are able to kind of perfect that.
Start by inspecting the body, Anderson.
The killer left the heart right next to the body.
Okay, so this guy's heart was pulled out of his body. Also, Dr. Doubt, this is the guy that we were playing as before. And then he got murdered here on this table.
Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. Incised stab wound. Chest cut open. Heart removed.
Okay. Another body has been found in the woods near Bright Falls. Perfect timing. Need to see if this is linked to the killings we're here to investigate. So, consistent with previous murders, it would definitely seem so. We've got some major chest trauma. The heart is found near the victim's body, and there's cargo straps that are used to restrain.
Heart removed from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4 murders that we know about.
The clues have resolved the open question and unlocked a deduction. As you advance the investigation, new questions will be unlocked, updating your goals. You can check updated goals by pressing Control. Okay. Cool. So I don't really think that we have a whole lot to go off of for victim or the killers. So we'll head on out.
Who is our victim? Who killed him?
Let's see if we can
Need to
find
more clues.
any more evidence here.
Multiple people were here. Multiple killers?
Okay, that's good to know.
Someone was drinking beer.
Yep.
They spent time here. Waiting. Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a
Okay.
camera?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that there's a camera there. Have you identified the victim?
Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale. Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
So you knew our victim.
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
So he's been missing since 2010.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago. 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
Also, I should point out that the guy who plays Alex Casey in this game, the guy who voices him, is the same guy that voiced Director Trench in Control.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here,
I bet there's more to that story.
but no happy ending.
Okay, let's go back into the Mind Palace. So we have the victim. Victim is Robert Nightingale, last seen in Bright Falls 13 years ago. Tells us Deputy Thornton. And Casey said that the FBI fired him after he went off the deep end.
Ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago.
Okay, and then about the killers, we know that they were here because there were multiple sets of footprints. Looks like we need to find something
Was he killed here? Or
more.
brought here after? For display. Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here. I think that's everything. For now,
Okay.
at least.
Mm-hmm. Anything clicking yet?
Not sure. Need to think about it. Boot prints, indicating multiple killers. Quite the party. They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why Nightingale? He's been missing for 13 years. Why here? Why now? Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw.
So
Feel
Nightingale's
what
the
they
drunk
felt.
FBI agent from Alan Wake 1?
Use
Yes.
whatever I know about them to guide
Yep.
my intuition to a revelation.
He's the guy that got
Together.
sucked off into the darkness in the prison. Okay, you can use profiling inside Saga's mind place to get inside the heads of suspects and victims. So let's see about Nightingale here.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder.
Okay, and ritual murder.
Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Like the switch, it goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something.
Okay. Don't need anything on the map there. The case board. Oh, we do have a...
This mom always cheers me up.
Not the worst mom. That's a good cup. Is there anything else we can look at around here?
Casey's favorite brand. Tastes terrible.
Wild Valley single pot still Irish whiskey. Okay.
If only the rest of the Bureau knew what a softie Casey is.
There.
Miss you, kiddo. I'll be home soon.
So this is Saga's kid. We talked to her on the phone earlier.
Mom may be gone. But whenever I read this, I feel like she's still here.
Okay. Saga, for what it's worth, I think it's important that Logan grows up seeing you do what you love, what you're great at. That will teach her so much. There will be times just like this when you question your choices, your competence, even your own sanity. When things get dark, remember to trust and love yourself as much as your family does. You won't be perfect, but I know you'll be amazing. Love you always, Mom. There's a TV over here. I think this will become active at some point. I think there's something over there.
The Mile High Strangler case. Proud of that one.
Okay, I don't think that's important. So, he was supposed to be some kind of a vessel, I think is what the conclusion that we came to was. Oh wait, victim came from Cauldron Lake, right? Got to connect that dot. We're still yet missing
The lake
something.
is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
This
Oh, I'm
is
so
what your
glad that
hunch
he's
is,
sprinting.
Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me. What was this guy doing skinny dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Mm-hmm. Lots of questions.
Lots of answers for us to find.
I didn't know trees got that big. Gives me the creeps.
You need to get out more. It is kind of creepy, though.
Oh shit, I forgot about this.
Tracks.
So we got some
Barefoot.
tracks.
Nightingales?
This is where we came
They
from,
come out
by the
from
way.
under the boulder.
Makes no sense.
We walked through this tree before as a nightingale, and now it's closed off. But look down here.
There's a piece of paper on the ground.
Can we pick it up? There we go.
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Mm-hmm. Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading
the words.
These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew they were here. Someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept?
Even if they knew it would end up hurting them. Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us.
Okay. So it says what? He walked through a boulder? Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense.
Too many unknowns, doesn't make sense, asking the wrong questions. Is there anything else here? So we found the manuscript page. The killer is watching us. Game on. They should adapt these games to an actual book series. I imagine it wouldn't be that hard since it's basically a book. I've always thought they should do an Alan Wake book. I don't know if there is one, but I think it'd be very cool.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what.
Okay. Nightingale has something inside of him.
Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside. Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Alright. Also here, at this sign, does she look familiar to anybody?
A witch with no heart.
Witch with no heart.
A strange echo of owl murder.
So, Witch's Ladle. There is no mystery in Cauldron Lake being named after its cauldron shape, and yet there are many mysterious stories about the lake. It being a gloomy doorway to the underworld, or of a witch whose cauldron the lake really was. The legend tells us that when the affections of a local sheriff went unanswered, he accused the lady in question of having bewitched him. She was drowned, but her dropped ladle grew into a strange tree, named the Witch's Ladle. The woman returned to avenge her wrongdoers, if she was not a witch before she was one, or if she was not a witch before she was one now. She killed the sheriff, drowning him in the lake. Then she took out his heart and locked it in a box. With the heart, she would summon him from the lake to exact revenge on her behalf. Or so the legend goes. Dark Presence slash Barbara. Yeah, it looks like Barbara Jagger slash, I think Torrin Odin called her the Baba Yaga.
It read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate all of it. The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're twisting events to create their own narrative. To do what? Entertain some fantasy? Projecting their desires? Are we characters or the audience? Witnesses to their design? All the above?
It's all about control.
Oh.
Deciding what happens to who.
It's all about what?
Don't let it drag you in.
Control? Like the
I'm
video
already
game?
hooked. I need the next chapter.
I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Let's get the body back to town.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Baba Yaga,
Not
you
a
mean
problem.
John Wick? Yeah.
I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Thanks.
Thanks. Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the bookers.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
Seems like a nice town so far. Murders aside. Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Oh, I guess we can't really go in here. Station 11, station model I-32 station, station ID 4211. Okay, you doing all right today? I am doing all right. How about you? How was your day? I showed up to work today and we had like a field trip type thing for
Can't fit the clues all together yet.
the kids because I
Part
work at a
removed.
school,
Tripod.
so
Tracks
that was kind of
leading
fun.
to a dead
We went to
end.
like a pumpkin patch type thing.
Tripod for a camera? To record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
I do appreciate that instead of us poking around the body here and now, they do actual procedures and they take the body to the morgue.
Here we are. Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner.
I wonder if there's anything interesting about the license plate number. BHZ 3605. Okay, we're gonna go into Bright Falls.
I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery. Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town.
Just another day of work. It's about all I do currently. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like
The
I'm...
diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
I feel like I'm working, you know, more often than I'm not these days as well. Because a lot of the time if I'm home, I'm editing, or now I'm like, I've started to stream more, you know, and I do, like, I'm enjoying playing these games, obviously. I'm streaming this because I want to. Oh. Nice. But you know, it can be kind of a lot to do, like streaming, editing, and then actually working.
Get it in Coffee World. Get it where you can. Get it now. Jesus, Charlie.
So we're in for the 81st annual Deer Fest, which I think, what was it, the 68th? Yeah, it was the 68th Deer Fest in Alan Wake 1. So, is it Deer Fest again? Yeah, it's Bright Falls is the home of the annual Deer Fest.
Oh dear. Cute.
Now you'll notice that.
The FBI.
Oh.
Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
You must be Sheriff Breaker.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Now, Tim Breaker is a character that's very intriguing to me because in Alan Wake 1 it was Sarah Breaker. And we talked about her dad in that game and how her dad was not only the sheriff before her, I think, but he was also a member of the Federal Bureau of Control. So Tim Breaker, I don't remember where Tim Breaker is because this guy does not look old enough to have been Sarah Breaker's dad. So, very interesting. I was told there were witnesses.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time.
Okay, yeah, Deerfest seems like significant timing for these stories. It really does, doesn't it?
Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
I'm gonna listen to
Sure.
the two of them really quick.
But it's slowed down ever since Cauldron Lake was fenced off.
Let me guess. Missing person cases spiked around 2010. The fence was built just after.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Can't believe that happened.
Coffee and pie, breakfast of champions. Oh, absolutely.
I'll take your mind off things.
Okay, well, we're back in the diner. Can we play Coconut? That's right, the jukebox is out of order. God damn it. Poor old thing can only take so much of the same song being played over and over again. I'm as big a fan of Coconut as the next person, but come on. That's so funny. Okay. Let's go on over here. Talk to the witnesses. Are you the Bookers?
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay?
Why were you at Cauldron Lake?
What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
Sorry, I keep bumping into my mic. Can you tell me what you saw?
So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
Why do you think it was a cult?
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found out. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
Okay, so we're going to do a profile on these two about the Cult of the Tree.
The Cult of the Tree. What aren't the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists.
If you have to say you're a cult, are you really a cult? Right, I know. Most cults are not displaying themselves as cults.
The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with a murder. They were telling the truth.
I think you found something there.
So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing, Timmy.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful. Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing Deerfest.
Oh, God. Saga! Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me.
I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl?
She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember.
How do you know I have a daughter?
Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time.
No. You're mistaking me for someone else.
If you say so.
Definitely some weird shit going on in Bright Falls. Who would have thought? Oh, we don't even have anything. Oh wait, killer's profile? There we go.
We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer.
Okay, and then we can close this case
The
on
cult of the tree is
that.
behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file. But it's my first cult case. Exciting.
That's one way to look at it.
I need to know more about the cult of the tree if I'm going to shut them down.
Okay, so I think under what kind of cult we should put that. Yep. So, jewelry can be used as a subtle indicator of membership, but this isn't subtle. It's a badge of pride, perhaps. These triangle symbols are very emblematic of, like, the stuff that we see drawn in the Ocean View Motel type stuff. And they also kind of look like the board, right, from Control. This doesn't fall under cult symbols? Oh. If they're hiding their faces, they aren't established enough to operate openly, perhaps connected to Deerfest. Okay, we're going to talk to Rose for a little bit, because that was super weird. How exactly do we know each other?
So, Rose, help me out. How do you think we know each other?
We all know each other around here. It's been a while, but I never forget a face. Or a coffee order.
Guess I just have one of those faces.
Have you seen anything strange around town?
Seen anything out of the ordinary in town lately? Suspicious people in deer masks?
No one's suspicious. But soon enough, there'll be lots of happy people wearing deer masks for Deerfest. Practically everyone will be wearing one.
Good to know.
I'm so glad they updated the player models for some of these older characters by a bunch. Like, Rose looks so much better in this game than she did in Alan Wake 1.
Can't dwell on it too much.
Okay, anything back here? Employees only. We'll go on in. There's a deer mask. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Hey there, Mr. Deer. You remind me of a dream I had.
Don't get Dylan Faden talking about dreams. Worst mistake of my life. Oh, we got a map of Bright Falls. That's good.
Can't open this with my bare hands.
Back to what you said earlier about working and then coming home and working. I get creating videos and doing streams is probably a passion, but don't burn yourself out. I know a lot about burning out. You've been running a business yourself for 3 years now, and you're prone to overworking and almost reaching fuck it. Yeah, no, I don't want to reach that point. I mean, that's why I've been kind of taking it easy on the video editing lately. Like, I haven't done much editing, given that I've been streaming so much, you know? So I'm gonna be then taking a break from streaming and doing a bunch of editing soon here, and then once I get those videos out, then we'll kind of do that. It's like a way to shift the workload a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I totally get that. The burnout is definitely real. Why not tell police what you saw also? We will ask the bookers.
A cult murdering a man is pretty extreme. Why didn't you tell the police what you saw?
We did. We told those two idiot deputies. They didn't listen. And they wanted to throw Ed and I in jail for that murder. You know, Bright Falls is just Alabama with bigger trees.
This is my case now, and no one is throwing you in jail. If you need anything else, just come to me.
Got it. Thank you, Saga.
Okay, I don't think we can talk to anyone else.
All set?
So,
My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, Casey, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The cult of the tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. Wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like you have some guests.
That's such a Remedy character answer.
Morning, Ted. Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
Hey, what do you know about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been. Why? What'd she do now?
She kept saying that my daughter drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
Rose has a talent for saying the weirdest thing possible. But it's best not to take it personally.
If you held that R any longer, he would have sounded like Thorana. True.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep, in the morgue, all prepped.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Those cards really add a lot of personality to the
Well, this is the
characters
Bright
from
Falls
Morrowind
Sheriff
that
Station.
couldn't really talk
Anything you
beforehand.
need, just let us know.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
How are you?
Oh, you know what? Also, there were 3 missing person
We share a morgue with the
posters.
funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week. But you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
Yeah, there were missing persons posters before in there. And we're actually getting to
Something
see...
about morgues. They always cheer me up.
I can't say I feel the same.
He's joking.
Yeah, we're getting to see a different side of the police station from Alan Wake.
Okay. Let's take a look at our patient. I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination. What was the cause of death? What other clues can the body give me?
Okay, well, we've got
Defensive wounds.
the wrist.
Put up a fight.
This looks like text. A tattoo?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy.
The body shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem.
Post-mortem
It
is
doesn't add up.
interesting.
There's writing on here. Can't make it out.
Okay, and then we'll go for
How'd they manage that?
the chest cavity.
Aha. They did leave something inside his chest.
Okay, we'll put all this stuff up on the board.
Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us.
So, chest ripped open, something visible inside. As I suspected, it looks like something was put in there.
No.
Ritual writing. Did the killers write this on his heart? How? I can't make out what it says. Victim was alive when strapped down. Timeline is inconsistent with the bloating. Do they let you have incorrect conclusions on the board? They do not. I mean, some things like you can't put together something that comes out incorrect, but like sometimes the lead that they're on, that like Casey and Saga are on, might not be accurate just because she's strung together a theory, you know? Okay, smudged text under the skin.
Text is smudged. Looks inverted. Heart can't have been marked before removal. There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there?
She should really put gloves on. This is pretty gross.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
That's what I was just saying.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here. No, wait.
Sheriff?
What the hell?
Show me the clicker.
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
Trained medical examiner my ass, yeah.
I'll make you pay.
He's coming. No weapon. The page said to get into the light.
Try to stay in light to avoid being detected by enemies.
He can't see me in the light.
Forget if I'm supposed to find...
My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back.
Safe havens will restore some of your health if you leave or attack from a safe haven while in combat. It will become temporarily unavailable. Right, gotta grab this gun.
Vanished.
End of chapter. Talking about Alan with the Hemingway? Oh yeah, for sure. They also made these really cool songs for this game at the end of every single chapter. I'm gonna let this one play out because I really like it. Okay, I'll just let the chapter or the chorus play.
He didn't have a heart, but he still got up. The page predicted all of it. It helped me fight him.
He just disappeared? What the hell is going on here?
We need to figure that out if we're gonna do anything about it. Somehow we need to make sense of this.
We were attacked by a dead man.
There's no rational explanation to what we just saw.
I'd love to blame this on mass hallucination caused by inhaling volcanic gas, but we both know that's bullshit. This was supernatural.
Well, I'm glad you were the one to say it. Now we can figure out a way forward.
Is this the work of the cult?
The victim of a ritualistic murder turns into a monster. Is there a connection?
Looks to me like the cult of the tree is performing rituals to create monsters.
Maybe. We need to start with learning this cult's goal, their purpose.
And what happened to the sheriff?
Right before things got crazy, Sheriff Breaker just vanished.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery.
Yeah, I've always found it super weird that
There's one of the pages on the floor.
that Breaker just vanishes.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. Saga had to pursue Nightingale into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult. A ritual. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster.
Read your collected manuscript pages in the Mind Place. Cool.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. He was there too. Nightingale was, but wasn't a Taken, a creature of darkness. He was beyond her reach, where some other strange reality, the dark place, merged with ours. This place and the dark place, a tarp thrown over top, drowning everything beneath it, a flood of darkness, soaking into everything, spoiling it, rotting it. The page called this area an overlap. Saga had to pursue Nightingale into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult, required precise steps, a ritual. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster before he killed again. Her job, he'd be inside, waiting for her.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake, as in had been there before. I mean, she was down there kind of with Casey earlier, but it could be intended to be played out like that.
A dead man turned into a monster. Light as a way to fight him. Pages predicting the future. There's no rational explanation. This is the case we must solve.
Nightingale attacked us. A corpse attacked us. I used his sensitivity to light to fight him off, but he got away. Need to hunt him down and figure out what the fuck is going on here. So, I'm going to not read every one of these out loud. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. But it is, I really do like this stuff here. Okay, I guess maybe I should read it out, then I know where they go. Victim's body / organs. Yeah, that's got to be part of the ritual. There's that as well. And I think that's everything we've got. Got more manuscript pages we can do. And oh, the radio. That's one of the songs that they made. Okay. I think that's everything then. Where you can access, or you can quick access the map without entering the Mind Place.
The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron Lake. Calls him a Taken. We need to head over there, stop him. before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
Let's go.
We heard gunshots. Y'all okay?
Did you get spooked by the bodies?
Sheriff Breaker disappeared. Nightingale turned into some sort of a monster, and there are offices down. You two handle things here. We need to get back to Cauldron Lake immediately.
Fuck me. That's terrible. We'll do what we can, man.
But that's crazy, right, Thornton? Nightingale's heart was missing. How could he do anything? He's dead.
Okay, why can't I get over there? I'd be collecting some batteries. I don't think they're Energizer batteries.
Monsters aren't real, and what do you mean the sheriff disappeared? Like poof? He's gone like magic? Magic's not real.
Magic's not real. Right, Mulligan?
No, Thornton. Monsters aren't real, and magic's definitely not real.
I knew that.
Okay. I gotta check something with my stream real quick. Gonna have a noise. And then another noise. And then another noise, sorry. And one more. Okay. For some reason it doesn't like to update my information on OBS.
Can't open this with my bare hands.
Fair enough.
They're a fine pair.
Oh shit.
I am a tourist, and it appears that I'm lost in the woods. It only had a tour guide, also. It's bear season. Oh no, a bear. Help. Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow. Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right. I'm Ilmo Koskela, voted best coffee roaster / tour guide by Coffee World magazine, and I'm here to give you the tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Janko. Many local attractions have recently become fenced off by the government, and that's why at Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours, we say, fuck the government. We have bolt cutters. Oh, wow. You think of everything. And we'll take you anywhere. Hiking through the scenic Elderwood National Park. Fishing in the crystal clear waters of White Falls Dam.
Dad?
Bird watching at majestic Mirror Peak. The tour of a lifetime is just one phone call away. Book now to get a 9% discount on this limited edition Oh Dear Diner coffee thermos.
I actually need a oh dear coffee thermos so bad in my life. Gotta be some batteries in here, right? No.
My client has been held here long enough.
Oh, pills.
You gonna let me speak to them or not?
Oh shit! I forgot about this.
Someone will be right with you.
Okay. From Sheriff Tim Breaker to the Sheriff Station team. The annual event you've all been eagerly awaiting is upon us again, the Community Outreach Barbecue. Now, I don't want to hear any grumbling. This is a valuable opportunity to connect with the community. Statistics show that officers who are well integrated with the community they serve see lower instances of violent crime in their precincts, are more effective in their policing, and have overall better mental wellness. This is for your benefit, so take it seriously. The community-voted dunk tank victim this year will be, drum roll please, Deputy Thornton. Congratulations. Looks like everyone's getting retribution for that speed trap on 12C at last, eh? Friendly reminder that anyone out sick on the day needs to provide a written doctor's note or you'll be assigned night shift for 2 weeks. Anyone who replies all to complain about their assignment will be volunteering as the assistant for Officer Lightfoot's magic routine. Tim. Awesome. Again, there's so much content in these games to like read. This would be like a 60-hour stream if I read every single thing, so. Okay, but this looks important. I know one of you is stealing the toilet paper. I've been counting them, and there's an entire roll missing every day from stock. Theft is taken seriously around here. It's a sheriff's station, for Pete's sake. One of these days, I'm going to catch you red-handed, and you better believe you're getting thrown out. What a disgrace you are. What kind of nut counts toilet paper rolls? Sounds like you've got too much time on your hands. Nice. See, this is, again, a thing that I love about Remedy games, is they're just unapologetically themselves, you know?
Nightingale and his cult are dangerous. Prepared in case things escalate more than they already have. Can you call it in, Casey?
A smart choice, Anderson.
Great world building?
Agent
Yeah,
Casey
for sure.
here. Yeah. We need backup. The Bright Falls case, whoever you can spare. ASAP. Think we'll actually find Nightingale at the lake?
The pages haven't been wrong yet.
We can't assume the person writing these pages isn't playing us.
I agree. But it's our best lead.
What is she doing? Oh.
Mayor Setter won't roll over on the issues.
Mayor Setter won't roll over on the issues. Yep. Vote Setter.
I'm gonna take a quick look around. Meet you back at the car.
See you in a bit.
So yeah, we could abandon Casey and go off on our own little side adventure here, but don't really need to, I don't think.
Did you check out the town, Anderson?
Just getting my bearings. Ready to go?
Waiting on you.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff that we could check out on the map, but we don't really need to. Car can be used to traverse locations.
Clock out, get a beer. Or maybe 3.
I need to come clean, Anderson. I know why Nightingale was here 13 years ago. He was chasing a writer, Alan Wake.
Tammy mentioned him. She's writing a book on his disappearance.
You know the detective character from his books, Alex Casey.
Yeah, I've heard the jokes at the office. Cold case Casey. Murder case Casey. Sorry.
Ha. It's the same name, similar job. It's the first thing anyone thinks of. It annoyed me, but that was it. Then, 10 years ago, I started getting strange letters in the mail. Fragments of prose describing murders. You've heard the stories about what happened in New York. Some of it, at least. Bodies started to pile up. It was a murder cult. Turns out the fragments sent to me were from the crime books of Alan Wake. The cult was copycatting the murders from the books. In their heads, they were performing a ritual to bring Wake back. Their imagined prophet. After that case, I started looking into Wake's disappearance on the side.
And you thought this case might be connected to him? His name does keep popping up.
I just wanted you to have all the facts.
Next time, give them to me before we find ourselves in the middle of a horror story.
Return to the heart.
The page says Nightingale's in something called an overlap. Need to figure out exactly what that means.
I'm happy I'm not in charge of this mess.
Thanks. Let's start looking for Nightingale where he was killed. The writer of these pages knows what will happen. Because they're behind this. or because they can see what's coming. Impossible things are happening here. A world operating on different rules.
Pretty much.
I need to understand this strange logic. To see the clues. To solve the case.
I've been thinking more about the cult of the tree. What sort of cult refers to themselves as a cult?
My experience.
That's just what you were saying, Doubt.
We're not seeing the full picture yet.
Hey, hello there. How are you folks doing?
Those restricted area signs don't do a damn thing, huh?
It's those guys from the TV. Are you authorized to be here?
Hello, Saga Anderson. Are you two supposed to be here?
I'm Ilmo Koskela. Fantastic to meet you. And yes, Stephen here hired me to show him through the woods. He's in town on important government business, fixing this impressive piece of hardware.
I work for the FBC, ma'am. I'm authorized to be here.
And I bet you two are here about that murder. Nasty stuff. How's it going?
You know about the murder?
How did you hear about the murder, Ilmo? Do you know anything that could help us?
People tend to tell me things. The Koskela brothers are kind of a household name around here. Speaking of, if you're looking for some fun, stop by Watery. Just down the road from Bright Falls, there's our Coffee World amusement park. There's sauna ja vihta. And we offer a variety of guided tours, hunting, fishing, hiking, whatever strikes your fancy. You name it, we probably got it.
What is this machine?
What is this thing?
It's just a monitoring station, ma'am. The Federal Bureau of Control checks volcanic activity and air toxicity levels. No need to worry, though. It's mostly for research purposes.
That's one gorgeous sweater, Saga. Looks Nordic. I bet a family member made it.
Yeah, my mother made this sweater.
My mother made this sweater for me. How do you know?
I knew it. My mom used to knit those sweaters for me and my brother. Watery, my hometown, was founded by Finnish immigrants. So between your name and the sweater, I figured your family might be from Finland too. Suomi, Finland. Pulla, Karjalan piirakka.
Close. My mom's family is from Sweden originally. I don't know much about them beyond that. The sweater is just something to remember her by.
The Federal Bureau of Control.
Stephen, we're investigating a murder that occurred nearby. What can you tell me about your bureau?
Nothing that isn't classified, I'm afraid. But I don't know anything about a murder. Operations here are run by a different department. I'm just here to make some repairs. The wiring on this thing frays every couple months.
Yep, that's the raccoons. They grow real big here with teeth like you wouldn't believe. Can't gnaw right through a garbage can.
That's all I've got for the moment.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'll have to go eat dinner, so I'll miss the next chapter or two. I'll be back if you're still streaming later. I should be.
Just something that shouldn't be here.
Let's see what he's looking at.
Raccoons, my ass.
Found something that shouldn't be here, apparently. And let's see what's here. Maintenance note. Clear signs of tampering. Signal was rerouted into a transmitter that is not one of ours. I've fixed it so any alerts will come our way, but it's definitely concerning. I'll make a report for the investigations department. Leaving this here in case I'm not the next person to fix this thing. If you're reading this, check for tampering. We may want to put more secure metal castings around the whole thing so that the raccoons can't get into it anymore. Stephen Lynn, Chief Tactician. No, Technician. What am I saying? God damn. Okay,
Let's get
anyway.
to the murder site, Casey. A lot of things about this case keep bothering me. But one thing feels really off. Breaker's disappearance. I don't get the feeling Nightingale was responsible.
He was about to give you more of those pages. Something didn't want us to have them? Or was protecting him from Nightingale? Spontaneous combustion? I don't know. Not the kind of disappearance we normally solve. Our crime scene's drowning. I never minded rain. Feels like home.
No sign of Nightingale.
He
But
said that
Paige
already,
did
basically.
place him at Cauldron Lake, in an overlap. So how do we follow him there?
Maybe something around here will tell us.
We find Nightingale, then what?
After we find Nightingale, what then? I've never arrested a monster.
I've watched you arrest plenty of monsters, Anderson.
You know what I mean. Monsters. Light worked against him at the morgue. That might be the only way to stop him from hurting anyone else.
Okay, about this ritual stuff.
Monsters? Overlaps? Rituals? What do you make of all of this?
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual, not the detective. Acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
But with dead men coming alive, the word ritual starts to have more weight behind it. We need to look around. Learn what this ritual is.
Okay. Oh, hey, there's that symbol.
We've seen this symbol before.
Good eye.
And we actually wouldn't have known what that symbol was, even if Nightingale's body hadn't been on it.
Bare feet. Nightingale.
Bare feet. Quentin
I'll see where these
Tarantino must
footprints
have been
lead.
here.
Can you comb through the crime scene one more time, KC? Just in case?
On it. If anything comes up, I'll radio you.
Okay. I remember there being a safe in here. Jump scare somewhere. We'll leave that note. Maybe it's a different diner I'm thinking of. I could have sworn there was some kind of a jump scare in here with like a deer. Maybe that's later on.
Is that a kid's lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox.
Yep.
Casey hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective.
He hates those cheesy crime books, but he really hates the movies.
Oh, I forgot there's movies. Okay, so we did find a manuscript fragment. Oh, manuscript fragments can be used to upgrade. I didn't even remember this. Okay, cool. Very cool. So, lunchboxes are something that we should look out for. Let's check out the map. Okay, so we're going to want to take a right. Cauldron Lake campgrounds. If I'm not mistaken, you do kind of have to run everywhere in this game. It's not like Control that had fast travel points, so I don't want to get too far off the beaten path. But we found Mortar Falls. This powerful feat of nature will revive the spirit as it does the surrounding nature. The churning, grinding waters at the bottom of the falls resemble a mortar and pestle, quite like the one the Witch of the Cauldron is fabled to have used to travel through the night sky. That's cool.
Hey, Casey. What's the forest's favorite shape?
Please, Anderson. Just one case without the
A triangle.
I don't get it.
Yes, you do. A lunchbox again.
I liked it.
Leaving these out here.
My dad used to say when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Not sure where the tough gets going to, but maybe you'll find it inspiring. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. The water will flood, and then you can't get through it. Hey, we know these, though. Thankfully, these just have bullets in them. And here's the witch's hut. The witch's hut. Here lived the witch of Cauldron Lake. Beware, her spirit may still haunt this place. And that's, of course, the line in The Poet and the Muse, I think. For if it's real or just a dream, one mystery remains. For it is said on moonless nights, she may still haunt this place. Now there is a generator back here, isn't there? Oh, maybe not yet. Okay. We should be on the right path
The tracks
now.
lead into the water.
Oh, can we
Where
go
did
through? Ooh.
I can feel something. A presence. Nightingale isn't far.
Okay, so we can actually go through this part. There's, of course, the Baba Yaga.
What is that? Seems like
Oh.
to the light.
Let's do our profiling on Nightingale really quick.
I know Nightingale is somewhere around Cauldron Lake.
The tree was a threshold. This place and the dark place. You're in over your a street station.
The threshold, like a doorway, leading to Nightingale. It's somehow connected to a tree. Witch's ladle?
Okay. So we found it without really needing that. But we can pull back out the Nightingale case. And we'll put the Witch's ladle up here. Oops. Where did Nightingale go? And then we've, of course, got the Alex Casey lunch boxes, which is a very important case to solve.
Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence. Another message?
Okay. We are in the Cauldron Lake area. I think that's everything now. So, okay, before I go in here too, thresholds, if you guys remember from Control, because I know I kind of sped through that game, thresholds are places like the Blackrock Quarry, for instance, where it's like places where two worlds kind of meet would be called a threshold. So, what Nightingale said is that this tree... Oh, excuse me. Getting kind of tired. Said that this tree acts as a threshold with the dark place and here.
These aren't the same tracks that were here before. They're headed into the tree, not out of it.
You can toggle the flashlight boost to increase damage to darkness. Okay, I forgot about that in this game.
My flashlight burned the dark stuff away. It was covering another page.
The fuse was in place. Saga stepped into the witch's hut. Inside, a bright light. There were objects that stood out to Saga, as if the light had manifested them.
The witch's hut. Okay. I trust the pages to lead me to the overlap.
We're gonna head back to the witch's hut, of course. Yeah, I forgot about the flashlight boost in this game. It's very different from how the flashlight worked in Alan Wake 1, to where, like, at multiple levels, I think every level in Alan Wake 1, I would acquire, like, 20 batteries and never need to charge them or replace them. This game does actually make you use your batteries, which I think is a good change.
This is the witch's hut.
Anderson, thought I saw something in the woods. Probably just a deer, but I'm gonna check it out.
Okay. I found another page. Following up on a lead. Keep checking in.
Roger.
And I accidentally just replaced my thing.
This fuse is busted.
I don't know if this is going to have anything here for us to learn.
This one looks good.
There we go.
People should really stop littering, though.
And here's the witch's hut. The break room is a place where you can save your progress. That's right. There's quick saves and manual saves at thermoses in this game.
Progress.
The image of the witch in the sign. Saga addressed the witch. The smudged line on the heart. The second part recited from memory. I brought you the heart, witch. Show me the terror. Saga pushed the heart through the hole in the sign.
Okay. At this point, I think I'm actually going to do a manual save, because I think you guys might have noticed. I'm getting a little bit tired, actually. But still really like this game. We haven't really gotten into anything too juicy yet, but I do think I'm going to call it there. I know this is a shorter stream than usual, but haven't been feeling too well, so I think I'm going to take it easy there. And I may be back on later, I don't know. But for now, I'm going to call it here, and I will get back with you guys either tomorrow or later tonight. So, peace out, everybody.